Okay, we're just breaking into our programming to go to central Beirut. You can see the plumes of black smoke there over the capital of Lebanon. There have been several strikes there this morning, and we believe there is another one expected any moment now in central Beirut. Let's go straight to Zeina, who is our correspondent in Beirut for us. So, Zeina, a number of attacks that have taken place already this morning in central Beirut and in the southern areas of Beirut known as Dahya. Talk us through what has been happening and what you are expecting to happen any moment now.
We are in the center of Beirut in a neighborhood known as Nouairi. In the past hour, the Israeli military issued a warning that it intends to target all branches of Al-Qard al-Hassan. That's a financial institution affiliated with Hezbollah. Let me show you what the reality of life is like nowadays in Lebanon. So the Israeli military issues this warning. So that building in the distance where you see the satellite dishes on the roof, that building is expected to be targeted at any time now. So Lebanese security forces tell people of the area to move away, to move back, to evacuate from the area. You can clearly see this is a busy residential neighborhood where people live, where there are shops, people making their way out. If you can see as well, they've blocked roads, directing traffic, making sure that people do not approach close to the building. So the Israeli military warning that it is going to strike all branches belonging to Al-Qard al-Hassan. Now, Al-Qard al-Hassan is a financial institution affiliated with Hezbollah, but the United States has sanctioned it, saying it is a financial arm of the group and that the group uses it to circumvent the regular banking sector. As you can see, the Lebanese security forces, they close roads, they direct traffic to make sure people do not approach areas that will be targeted. In the past few minutes, there have been strikes in Beirut's southern suburbs, a few kilometers from where we are. The southern suburbs is largely empty of residents, but those strikes have already come in. So people are living on the edge. There's a lot of tension in the city. Yes, we're talking now about the Israeli military issuing warnings, giving people advance notice, but more often than not, strikes come in without any prior notice. And that's what we saw in southern Lebanon over the last 24 hours. For example, multiple strikes on various locations across southern Lebanon. So we're going to keep the camera pointed in that direction. We don't know when that strike is going to come in. Sometimes a few minutes after a warning is issued, sometimes an hour. But as you can see, the road now empty, people making their way out, leaving their homes. Some are choosing to stay. If you can see in the distance, some people are on their balconies. But really, we're just giving you a sense of what life has become for the people of Beirut and in other areas across the country. It's very similar to what people went through in late 2024 during the last major confrontation between Israel and Hezbollah.
Zeina, for people just joining us, I just want to update them on why we are looking at that particular image of central Beirut. This is because the Israeli military have announced an evacuation warning for that particular building you are talking about. This is this building attached to the financial services associated with Hezbollah. But this, of course, Zeina, is central Beirut. We know there have been a lot of attacks in southern Beirut, a residential area associated with Hezbollah, Dahya. But now increasingly we are seeing more and more attacks throughout Beirut, not just in those Hezbollah-associated neighborhoods. You said this evacuation order came not too long ago, and we can still see people milling around, walking around. Are people going to heed this order? Are people going to leave this area? What happens if the bomb strikes now?
Well, to answer your first question about the expanding scope of attacks, the Israeli military has made it clear that it will target Hezbollah and any members of the Iranian regime across Lebanon. They've made warnings, they've issued warnings. Yesterday, a room in a hotel in central Beirut was targeted, and at least, and according to the Israeli military, members of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards were killed in that room. And really, that hotel in the center of Beirut, close to the seafront, where many of the displaced people are taking shelter. So there's no front line. And it's a very similar situation to back in 2024. Now, to answer your question, why people are just hanging around, well, people are used to this. They've become resilient in so many ways. It's hard to explain. It's surreal. We're standing here less than a kilometer, and at any time now, in any minute, we can see a missile come in and destroy the building or destroy a specific floor in that building. People are tired. You ask them this question and they say, what do you want us to do? Where do you want us to go? These are our homes. Already 500,000 people are displaced in a country which population is not more than 5 million people. And it's a conservative figure because many other people did not register with the government. Now, it's really hard to, let me ask this man, why are you still here? ليه انت بعدك هون وانت بتعرف في
evacuating people.
Yeah, the people here are saying what they're trying to do is to help and make sure that everyone in this area leaves their homes and they are made aware, because these warnings are posted on social media and not everybody.
Some people are still in their homes here.
Some people are still in their homes here. This is what we are being told by the people of this neighborhood.
Are you saying, Zeina, there will be some people?
Everyone moves away from.
Apologies, Zeina. So are you saying there will be some people in this area who may not even have received this evacuation order, may not be aware that there is an Israeli attack about to happen?
Well, most people in Lebanon nowadays have it on alert. The Twitter account of the Israeli army spokesperson, every time he tweets, you get an alert on your phone knowing that there's some sort of an evacuation order being issued. But no, not everybody would know. And that's why sometimes you hear gunfire. It's a way of warning people of the area to leave, that strikes could be coming in. And yes, this is not the first war or conflict that this country has seen. Every 2 or 3 years, there's a flare-up of violence. There was a civil war, 1975 to 1990. The old generation, that generation, extremely tired and extremely concerned every time there's a recurrence of hostilities. But there's only so much people can do, because once this strike comes in and once Al-Qard al-Hassan is destroyed, and undoubtedly there's going to be damage to nearby areas, then people just return to their homes. Life goes on. They have little choice.
You were saying a little earlier, Zeina, that people are tired. Let me ask you this. We know that Hezbollah has always had a certain degree of support within Lebanon, particularly with the Shiite community in the southern parts of the country. How would you measure that support right now? Are people still, is that support still holding the way it used to hold?
Well, it's very hard to quantify how much support Hezbollah has left. But to say that it has lost all support, it's hard. It's a very difficult question to answer. But I'll tell you one thing. People are questioning Hezbollah's decision to launch a cross-border attack last Monday, a week ago, in support or in retaliation for the killing of the late Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. We heard this from some Hezbollah supporters. Why didn't they do this earlier? Why didn't they do this when, Israel kept near daily strikes against Hezbollah members and Hezbollah assets? So people question that. But at the end of the day, there's Hezbollah, and then there's a question of resistance against Israel. People may not support Hezbollah, but they would support confronting Israel. This is a country with a very long history of confrontation with the Israeli army. People are looking up in the sky, we're not sure why. One woman here is saying she saw a drone. So as you can imagine, the situation is quite tense. No doubt people are questioning Hezbollah's decision, especially since Hezbollah cannot help its supporters. It cannot provide accommodation. It cannot give them money to be able to purchase food and whatever they need. And of course, there's also a government which is cash strapped. But at the end of the day, there is, Israel is seen as an enemy in the eyes of many people, particularly the Muslim Shia community. And the Muslim Shia community as well does not trust the government. It believes that the state has abandoned them for many, many years. There is history. There's history in this long confrontation. So yes, there is anger but it's hard to quantify. And I don't think we are in a position to really quantify how much support Hezbollah has lost because of its decision. But yes, we have heard criticism. We've heard criticism for its decision to carry out that cross-border operation in support of Iran.